I'll be cruising in my lane fast, call it high speed. I've been working hard, yeah, I've been working nightly. If you think you'll win, not likely.
If you do not have a ball joint removal tool, go get yourself one. Makes life a lot easier. You can rent them free at your local auto parts store, O'Reilly's, AutoZone, plus many others. All you're gonna need is this tool, maybe a braking, a cheater bar. Of course, you're gonna need your socket to fit on this nut here, which is a 7/8 for this one. Maybe a breaker bar, good long handle breaker bar, 1/2 inch drive. I'm gonna go ahead and try it with this. See, I'm not gonna use an air ratchet. If you got a 1/2 inch drive air ratchet, you could use that. Basically, it's pretty easy kit. This one happens to do a bunch of different applications, even for 4-wheel drive vehicles and stuff. First thing you're going to want to do is you can find your receiving tube that will fit around. Usually you got 2 or 3 that will fit inside your ball joint. This will be the receiving end. Okay, so here's our lower control arm and our lower ball joint. This is the bottom of the control arm. This would be the top, and we're going to be pushing this ball joint towards the bottom. So we got our receiving tube that fits around here that will allow this ball joint to push through with no obstruction to keep it out. This is our adapter that our clamp can fit on here to tighten it up. We're going to need our other adapter. This is called an install adapter. This is called a removal adapter. But with a bigger hole, that's your install adapter, but it's going to be used, and you'll have basically this side will be pushing up against this ball joint right here, shoving it out. So that would go there. Then you need to tighten it up with a clamp. So it's going to be sitting on there like that, and then your clamp is basically going to be hovering over it, so it all fits together like that. So we're going to put it all together, make sure everything's straight as you can get it. Something like that, and then just tighten her down. Alright, before you got it tight, go over it all again. Make sure everything's as square and as straight as you can get it. Back it off, straighten that up. Sometimes the ball joint will actually move. The little stud that comes down, you gotta get it kind of lined up. And that's our setup. And then you just start torquing it down. We're going to make sure everything looks good there. Everything on top is fine. Now is when you need your cheater bar or braking bar. And you're just going to turn it some. Check everything out. Make sure you still look good everywhere. We're on the ball joint here good, and it's going to press it up. When we pull down on this, it'll force that up. But that's going to take some pressure. These things are on here pretty good. They're pressed in with some hellacious torque. I gotta move this cable. Excuse me. Alright, so we're pressing it down now. And that will force that ball joint out out of its socket. And you can kind of watch it. We're just using this 1/2-inch drive, 7/8. I like using a ratchet or a breaker bar like this because you get a better feel for everything than you do if you're using an air ratchet. And I feel now it's super easy to turn. Not super easy, but a lot easier than what it was. So that's telling me, visually it's telling me, and physically I can feel it, that the ball joint is giving and it's starting to come out of its pocket. Now we can switch back to a ratchet and make quick work of this. And there we go. Now we can loosen her up. Take everything apart. Remove our cap, and voila, ball joint pressed out. Super easy, pressed right out. And that's how you want to do it. This tool, ball joint removal tool, makes it super sweet. I'll bring you over, you get a better view. The ball joint and everything. We're going to clean up in here. We'll clean up everything. We're going to get this. We still got to do the control arms, or the bushings on both sides. Nowadays with this kit, super easy. That took me probably maybe 5 to 7 minutes to remove it. It'll be just as easy to install the new one, which we'll be doing next after I clean everything up. We're going to get the control arm all cleaned up, clean up around here, make sure there's no deburr marks or anything going on. Clean it, get it ready for pressing the ball joint in. However, we'll probably remove the control arm bushings on both sides before we install this. So stay tuned, we'll be right back.